The famous Tottenham Hotspur, that great cup team that doesn't win any cups. That is now 15 years without a trophy for Tottenham. Truly, truly brilliant. 1991. The last time Tottenham won this trophy was in 1991. Since then, they have won 2 League Cups. They will forever tell you that they are a big club. They will forever tell you that they are one of the biggest teams in the capital, one of the biggest teams in the world, to play the Tottenham way. 2 League Cups since 1991. Imagine thinking that you were a big club because your great-granddad saw you win the double. Your great-granddad saw you win the double. You are now looking at we're pushing 65 years since they won a title. 65 years, that was Danny Blanchflower and them boys. And they tell you they're a big team. It is truly sensational, and Tottenham's season is now effectively over. No silverware for Tottenham Hotspur yet again. What a night, what a moment, what a cup this is. I truly adore this cup competition, but what we must note is there is something chronically wrong with Tottenham Hotspur. That is now 7 defeats in 13 games this calendar year. 7 defeats in 13 games this calendar year. What is going on? That is sackable. That is the precipice of a disaster, and that, at virtually any other club, is a crisis. But it's magical, isn't it? Tottenham Hotspur really are the gift that keep on giving. Tonight was special. I loved it. The magic of the FA Cup can be summarised in one moment. James Coburn scoring that goal. Just watch the celebration. He picks it up inside the box, cuts in with his right foot, lashes it into the opposite top corner and goes potty. I've just looked him up. He's from a place called Bedale, which is about 20 miles away from Middlesbrough. He's doing it for his local team. He's in North Yorkshire. He crosses the border into the Tees, Middlesbrough. It's his local club. Can you imagine scoring for your local team, a winner? You know it's probably a winner against Tottenham. You know, really big team if you're from Middlesbrough. Really big team. You knock Tottenham out the cup in front of your home fans. It must just be magic. And his celebration was just glorious. The Borough faithful were going wild in the stage. You could see them. It was like mayhem in there. The smoke's going off, the flares are going off. And Coburn didn't know what to do. He was just raw emotion. And anyone that ever questions the FA Cup, anyone that ever has anything snide to say about the FA Cup, just watch those moments. It's just glorious. And on this channel, I can't control what you do on other people's channels. I can't control anything. But on this channel, there will be no sneery attitude. There will be no slander to this competition because it is a great. And can you imagine his moment there to not only put Middlesbrough through, but to end Tottenham's chances of silverware this season? We're only just in March. Tottenham will not win any silverware this year. It is brilliant. A bit about Coburn. It's just, I'm so happy for him. I love seeing moments like that. It just feels so special. You know, there was an Arsenal boy that scored earlier this year, wasn't there? The Charlie, what's his name? And I just love seeing Patino. I just love seeing those moments, that raw emotion, and young kids who come on and score. Obviously, Elanga for Manchester United. As much as I don't want Arsenal or Manchester United to do well, I do love those moments from the kids. And you've got to imagine it. 19 years old, played only 7 championship minutes for Middlesbrough under Chris Wilder, thrown in to an FA Cup 5th round tie in the 96th minute and responds 11 minutes later with a magical, stunning, beautiful, aggressive, venomous strike to send his side into the quarter-finals. The Riverside goes mad. The city of Middlesbrough goes mad. All talking about him, all talking about his name. It's just sensational. Purely sensational. This is the distilled, pure brilliance. It's so strong, it's so powerful. This is the essence of cup football. I just love it. I'll tell you what else I love. This dismal display from Tottenham. I mean, that probably is the worst display of the Conte era. I mean, people will always talk about that Mura game, but firstly, it was Mura. Secondly, it was in a competition they didn't care about. Thirdly, they were down to 10 men. This, however, a winnable tie in the FA Cup, a cup they're desperate for, a cup that Antonio Conte has a very proud record in. Beat Mourinho in the final when he was Chelsea manager, when Eden Hazard scored. Do you remember Phil Jones brought down Hazard, scored a penalty? Conte would love this. Tottenham would love this. Tottenham need this. They need that 2008 hoodoo to be eradicated. But thankfully, it survives. I just don't know what's going on. And I don't know what's going on with Conte. I genuinely worry about Antonio Conte. Like, he's a man who I have ultimate respect for and I hold in the highest regard. But I genuinely wonder, this is a question. Can you answer this for me? Is Antonio Conte schizophrenic? Seriously. Is he schizophrenic? I mean, his change in mood between that loss to Burnley and the win over Leeds. The change in mood was so dramatic. He's gone from questioning his players to praising them. He was questioning them. He was saying he effectively issued a come and sack me plea to the board. And he went, in the space of the Burnley game into the Leeds game, he went from full ridicule to full support. It was really peculiar. And the support continued because he picked the same team. He picked the same team, and I just can't really make any sense of Tottenham. When you think about how they played, say, against City to Burnley, how is it possible? How is it possible to be the same team and end up like that? And that fluctuating, weird form is so troubling, because every time you think that you found a solution, another 3 or 4 problems appear. So it's all going fairly well. Then bang, you lose 3 games in a row. You're on the precipice of disaster. It was pushing when Tottenham lost those 3 games in a row and they went into the City game. Had they lost that, it would have been 4 defeats in a row. First time that's happened since 2004, Jacques Santini. That's how bad it was. Then bang, they pull a brilliant performance out. Probably one of the most impressive performances of the season. Now they're back to square one. Knocked out the cup away at Borough. It's so weird. And this Spurs team, they just feel so bereft of any fight, of any moxie, of any passion, of any punch. And their star players were just dreadful tonight. They were dreadful. You know, I rate Kane so highly, but I would say, aside from Dyer was fine, I thought that Davis was all right, and I don't rate him at all. And Kulusevski, he was okay. Aside from them, though, everyone was terrible. Son, appalling. So bad. Kane, not really involved. Sloppy. Error-prone. I mean, Winks barely knew he was on the pitch. What was Højbjerg up to? I mean, you know, people see him as this enforcer. I mean, Michael Essien was an enforcer. Højbjerg isn't. It's just not very good. And compare that to what Chris Wilder has built in this Borough team. You've got to remember what they've already done in the Cup. Knocked Manchester United out, and tonight they were excellent. Jones, I thought, was brilliant. Howson, absolutely brilliant. And Coburn, he's etched now in folklore in Middlesbrough. I'm so pleased for him. It was just a beautiful moment. And you've got to just be full of admiration for Middlesbrough. They eliminated Manchester United in the previous round. They've now disposed of Tottenham, and they are in the quarter-final, and the victory was fully deserved. It was theirs. It should have been theirs, and I thought they were the better team throughout. They probably deserved to win it in normal time, but I'm glad that it went. I'm glad that it went the way it did. I really am. You know, Coburn scoring in extra time like that. I just have no idea what Antonio Conte is thinking. I have no idea. In fact, I think I know exactly what he's thinking. There will be a follow-up to this video fairly soon, I am sure. Thank you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like. It massively helps me out. Click subscribe, man. We're edging ever closer to 170, which would be a joy. So click subscribe, and I'll see you all in a bit. Have a wonderful night. Cheers, Tottenham. The gift that keep giving.